Your cat just knocked your phone off the table on purpose while looking you directly in the eyes. Your dog has been staring at a blank wall for 3 minutes. Nothing is there, nothing moved, nothing made a sound. And last night at exactly 2 a.m., your cat launched itself across the bedroom at full speed, crashed into the door, and went straight back to sleep like nothing happened. Most people laugh at these moments and move on. But what if every single one of them meant something? What if your pet is not being random or weird or crazy, but is actually communicating something specific that you just don't have the language to understand? Because science has been quietly studying these exact moments, and the answers are stranger, smarter, and more emotional than anyone expected. Let's start with the one that confuses every pet owner on the planet. Your cat is lying completely still, relaxed, eyes half closed, and then without any warning, it is running full speed through the hallway, around the corner, up the wall, back through the kitchen, and gone. Scientists actually have a name for this. They call it frenetic random activity periods, or FRAPs, but everyone else just calls it the Zoomies. And here is what is actually happening inside your pet's brain during those 45 seconds of chaos. Cats sleep between 15 and 20 hours every single day. Their entire biology is built around explosive bursts of energy followed by long periods of rest. In the wild, that energy would go into hunting. A cat in the wild stalks, chases, catches, and kills, and then sleeps for hours to recover. Your cat indoors does not hunt, but the energy still builds up. Every hour it sleeps, it stores more, and at some point, the system overloads. What you are watching when your cat zooms is not madness. It is a predator releasing 12 hours of accumulated hunting energy in 45 seconds, because there was nothing to hunt. But here is the part that surprises people. Researchers at UC Davis found that cats are significantly more likely to zoom when their owner comes home, not randomly. When you arrive, they were not bored, they were waiting, and when you walked through the door, the excitement tipped them over the edge. Your cat's zoomies are not random. They are about you. Now the wall staring. Your dog walks into the living room, stops, and stares at the corner of the wall for 4 full minutes. Nothing is there. You checked twice. Here is what is actually happening. A dog's hearing range is 4 times wider than a human's. They can hear frequencies between 40 and 65,000 hertz. Humans max out at around 20,000. What this means practically is that your dog can hear insects moving inside the walls, pipes shifting under the floor, and sounds from rooms 3 floors away. That blank wall your dog is staring at, there is probably something moving inside it that you will never be able to hear, but it goes deeper than that. Dogs have a second sensory system that humans completely lack. It is called the vomeronasal organ. It sits above the roof of the mouth and it detects chemical signals in the air that normal smell cannot process. This organ is specifically tuned to trace information, the kind left behind after something has already passed. Your dog is not staring at the wall. Your dog is reading a chemical message left by something that was there hours ago, something that has a smell, a history, and a presence that your dog's brain is still processing. You looked at the corner and saw nothing. Your dog looked at the same corner and read an entire story. Now for the one that feels most personal, because it really is. Your cat climbs onto the table, looks at your coffee mug, looks at you, looks back at the mug, and slowly, deliberately, one paw at a time, pushes it off the edge. The popular explanation is that cats are just testing gravity, that they are curious about what falls. And that is partially true. Research published in Applied Animal Behavior Science confirmed that cats are specifically drawn to objects that make unpredictable sounds and movements when touched. Pushing things off tables is a physics experiment. Your cat is genuinely testing how the world works. But the more important reason is something most people don't want to admit. Your cat has figured out that pushing things off surfaces is the single fastest way to make you pay attention. You are sitting at your desk working. Your cat sits on the table and meows. You ignore it. It nudges a pen. You ignore it. It moves closer to your water glass. Now you are watching. That sequence was not random. That was a plan. Dr. Sarah Ellis from the University of Lincoln said it directly. Cats don't knock things over to annoy you. They are gathering data. But the data they are most interested in is your reaction. Your cat is not misbehaving. Your cat is running a behavioral experiment with you as the subject. Here is one that feels sweet, but is actually more complicated than it looks. You come home from work. Your dog hears the key in the lock, and by the time you open the door, it is already there, standing in front of you with its favorite toy hanging from its mouth. Not barking, not jumping, just standing there holding a toy, tail going at maximum speed. Most people assume this is just excitement, energy that needs somewhere to go. But there are 2 things happening here that most people miss. First, dogs descended from wolves who carried prey back to their pack as a demonstration of contribution and care. When your dog brings you a toy, it is doing the same thing. It is offering you something valuable to say, I thought about you while you were gone. I saved this for you. Second, and this is the part that should actually get to you. Researchers found that dogs carrying objects when their owners return home show significantly lower cortisol levels than dogs who greet without an object. Cortisol is the stress hormone. Your dog is not just excited to see you. Your dog has been anxious all day waiting for you. And the toy is how it manages that anxiety when you walk back through the door. The toy is not a gift. pet. It is a comfort object, and you are the reason it needs one. There is one more moment that every pet owner has seen and never fully understood. Your dog is asleep, and then it starts moving. Tiny paw movements, a twitch, a small sound, and then a full leg kick like it is running somewhere in its sleep. For a long time, scientists assumed animals did not dream in any meaningful way. That sleep was just biological maintenance, nothing more. Then, in 2001, researchers at MIT did something that changed the conversation completely. They implanted electrodes in the brains of sleeping rats and mapped their neural activity in real time. What they found was that the patterns firing in the rat's brain during sleep were almost identical to the patterns recorded when the rats were running a maze earlier that day. The rats were not just sleeping, they were replaying their day, rerunning the paths, re-experiencing the moments. More recent studies confirmed the same in dogs. During REM sleep, which is the deepest phase where dreaming occurs, dogs show brain activity that mirrors what happens when they are awake and interacting with their owners. Your dog is not just twitching, your dog is dreaming. And based on the neural evidence, there is a strong chance that what it is dreaming about is you. In 2016, a young soldier named Hannah Foraker returned home after 3 months at basic training in Oklahoma. Her family was waiting at the door, but so was someone else. Buddy, a 13-year-old golden retriever, mostly deaf, arthritic, a dog who had trouble walking on most days. When the door opened, Buddy came out and greeted the family first, normal calm, and then she stopped. She turned back around, walked slowly toward Hannah, and collapsed into her lap. No barking, no jumping, just an old dog who could barely move, pressing herself as close as possible to the one person she had been waiting 3 months to find. She whimpered. She pawed at Hannah's leg. Her tail moved as fast as her aging body would allow. Hannah's parents said they had not seen that kind of energy in Buddy in years. The arthritis, the deafness, the age, all of it disappeared for that one moment. No one prepared her. She simply stepped outside, caught something in the air, did a double take, and found her person. Scientists cannot fully explain what happened inside Buddy's brain in that moment. But what they do know is that dogs store emotional memories connected to specific people. Scent, sound, presence. All of it gets filed away and kept. And after 3 months in a body that was failing her in almost every other way, that memory was still strong enough to make her run. If that is not something worth calling love, then the word has lost its meaning. So here is what is actually going on inside your pet's brain. The zoomies are stored hunting energy triggered by you coming home. The wall staring is your dog reading a sensory world you cannot access. The knocked over mug is a behavioral experiment where you are the variable. The toy at the door is anxiety management wrapped in something that looks like joy. And the twitching in their sleep is very likely a dream, and you are probably in it. Your pet is not random. Your pet is not weird. Your pet is running a version of the world that is richer, older, and more emotionally layered than we give it credit for. The only difference between you and them is that they figured you out a long time ago. Most of us are still catching up. So which of these moments surprised you most? Was it the zoomies, the wall staring, or the fact that your dog might dream about you? Drop your answer in the comments. I genuinely want to know. And if this changed how you see your pet even slightly, hit that like button, subscribe for more videos like this, and share it with someone who has a pet and deserves to know what is actually going on behind those eyes.